Hi, hello, it's me again. And as usual, 99% of what I just did has been not visual, but I will show you the one singular thing I did that is visual. So now immediately you may notice that the memory is better because for some reason I missed like one big oversight, and that is I was creating a new descriptor set and descriptor layout in every single entity. I'm going to just disable this to see it better. This is a selection indicator. Now I can't really do anything other than select units. Select. Well, thank you. I can't like tell them to go anywhere yet, but this is the one that's selected. Now I can't go this and select that one because I was trying to use the camera space as like a spatial partitioning thing, but didn't quite work, and I think it just auto selects whatever's closest. Nope, maybe not. Maybe it does. Maybe I do have to successfully fire the ray sometimes. It's a little not the best, but it works. So the indicator itself, I just created a new entity effector. This is just going to be kind of a simple entity I use for all visual effects. Along with that, I created a new visual method. Within the method, it's essentially the same as every other method, but now using the compiled visual shaders. So what we do here is we actually, okay, spoilers, let me first get to this buffer bindings. I changed this to be, I stopped using push constants for the normal and model matrix, which also, it took me a while to figure out this because my lighting data just wasn't working with hard alignment. My min uniform alignment is 64 bytes, which means I need this to be at least 64 bytes for it to even work in the shader. I kept seeing a black screen, which is actually good because I completely forgot that this existed. I need to create some kind of failsafe for other devices, because other devices will have a different alignment requirement. But for now, I'll just leave it like that. Now you might notice this one, this obviously isn't 64 bytes. It's just a file path I'm using for a default texture. It's not actually getting past the shader. The shader's using a different process for this. Then I got an entity like instance data. This is the matrices, multiple matrix. We got the forward direction. I'm passing in the frame time for the wave deformations, a debug color, and a biome identity. And then I changed it to a dynamic buffer, which basically means all of them are loaded at once and they just kind of change different proportions, which does help a good bit, especially if I'm going to add like hundreds of AIs at once. Not AIs, skinned meshes. Now originally I had this as, yep, right here, set 1. This is now a lie because this is actually set 2, binding 1. I originally had these in one set, but I was having trouble correctly figuring out the dynamic offsets. If I go in here, I have to provide a dynamic offset. Oh yeah, I'll get to it after. But right here, I'm providing a dynamic offset just of where what entity can edit what data. Let's see, where is it? I think it was in the default method. You see all this? It was so annoying trying to debug because I just assumed that I was getting an error saying that the binding mesh wasn't working. So I went through like the windows.h pointer things, did some what else did I do? Checking the instances, command buffers, the set layouts. Long story short, it was not my primary mesh that was wrong. It was this that was wrong. Apparently, if there's an error in one of these, it doesn't all the time say that it's this that has the error. It will sometimes just say the line after it has the error. So that was pretty hard to debug. And you might say, oh, just look at the call stack. Call stack did not help at all. It was one of the most annoying things ever. And as you just saw, I deleted a draw triangle, and I will actually show you. I forgot to show this last time, but I have a bunch of images from my failure to do the deformations that I want to show. Okay, so this is the first one. What happened here? I still don't entirely know. Let's go to the next one. Just strangling things. Don't know what to really call this. This one, they were kind of, like this. And there's one more, but this one actually pertains to what I was just doing right here. I couldn't figure out why my mouse freeze. Love that. I couldn't quite figure out the, I'm not updating you. Did I accidentally... Okay, yeah, I accidentally did add it to the comments somehow. I was just saying something. Oh yeah, since this wasn't working... No, it wasn't the binding. What was I doing? I don't remember. Nope, it had to do with the lighting data. The lighting data wouldn't work. But I was somehow able to brute force draw a triangle. And this is how I figured out it was the lighting data that was the issue. Everything was there. The color was just absent because there's no lighting data to like the ambient lighting data to just change the color. So this is where my new profile picture came from. Yep, so everything was there. I spent like a day and a half trying to figure out what was happening. Everything was there. I just had a 0 in the lighting data because it didn't have enough data to correctly push. So got that. You probably saw it when I first loaded in. I created a unit selector system. Just pretty simple. Get the visual factor. I'm getting the 0th index because there's only one, and the 0th index will be dedicated to the blip above the entity's head that says you have it selected. Now, is it always going to be a blip or a dot? No, I'm probably going to like do some, like make something fly around the unit or something. I don't know. Just wanted to very simply get a billboard pointed at it and get it done. So I created a Raycaster also, a simple Raycaster. This is where I was trying to do the spatial partitioning with the camera. It does work kinda, but it doesn't work in the way a spatial partitioning thing should. So when you cast array, it just returns array. So just very simple. If it's inside the camera's radius, I think I put it as 100 for right now. It will just draw the line if it does loop through all entities, which I need to change. That's why I said the spatial partitioning thing was a fail. It still loops through all of them, but there's a set distance of the camera that only allows units within 100 floats whatever. I think a float is 1 meter. What is a float? I actually had to define it at some point within EU. Apparently not. I could have sworn, but I guess I'm doing it somewhere else. Ain't no way, where is it? Oh well, it's somewhere. Oh, it was right in front of me. Okay, so one float is apparently like a that ain't correct. That ain't correct. Not. Anyway, I'm going to just ignore that. So how I'm doing it is I basically just created a simple Raycaster draw array from mouse point to wherever I'm clicking in the straightest line possible. There's another half that I'm missing, whereas, oh, right here, frantic. So in order to find if I'm supposed to draw a ray or not, I originally had all this within the controls and I didn't like it. So in the controller, I just added a boolean should fire ray. If it does fire ray, it will just fire a ray. That is binded to left click. Did that? Yep. Visual changed. Oh, I guess I didn't quite show that. Within here, as I said before, I was accidentally creating a new descriptor pool and a new set layout for every entity, which I'm not entirely sure how that happened, because I'm only supposed to be limited to, I think, 32 sets. A set, in just plainest terms, I can put it to, a set is just kind of rules on what is, it's just rules of the data. You're passing in X amount of datas containing whatever data to whatever things. It's just general rules, and the set layout is from data place here to data place there. That's like an int. Somewhere else would be a boolean. It's just a collection of rules. Yeah, think that's all. Oh, well, I did change this. Not render settings. Where are you? Common paths. I was going to change all of these to a constant char pointer like I did the textured path, but I think I'm going to just stay with defines and then put them in a common paths header. Did I change anything else? I do not believe so. Well, everyone, that was the end of today's video. If you made it, then why not like and subscribe to the channel? My next video will be at some point, and until then, I hope you'll have a good rest of your days. Goodbye.